So in this video, we're going to be fixing this is the cover that came off of it, like a fancy ceiling fan with a heater in it. It's got a regular daytime light and then a nighttime light also in it. This is going to apply for not just ceiling fan heaters, but just heaters in general. The part that you're going to need to fix it is linked up in the description below. Click in the description below. And the cheapest place to get is off of Amazon. There's a way that you can fix this with only a $6 part, but a lot of people will spend $60 to replace the whole heating element, and you do not need to do that. You only need to buy a $6 part linked up in the description below. So, common sense would say, if your heater's not heating and it's got power and everything going to it, it's probably the heating element that's bad. And you can replace the whole heating element and it will fix it, but that's not actually your issue because that's a really simple part. The issue is going to be with this resistor right there. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but it's on the right side. So right over there, and it's kind of like crown shaped, like a Crayola crown. And the way to test if that resistor is bad, which like 90% of the time that's going to be your issue, is to jump a wire across it and make sure when you jump that wire, it's not hitting on any of this frame stuff or it'll just blow your breaker, and you'll want all the power, turned off on the unit. So, make sure it's all switched off, put a wire in there, turn it on real quick. See if then the heater coil heats up. If it does, then you know the heater coil is not bad, and that's your problem. Now, you don't want to leave it like that. That's what I have linked up in the description below, is where you can actually get, for some reason they sell them in packs of 5. You buy 5 of them, and they're only like $1 a piece. So it comes out to $6 for 5 of those little resistors. And so what we're going to want to do, since it's very hard to get up there and, stick any of your tools or solder the new one in, take out these 2 bolts right here, unplug the main plug for that's got like 4 wires on it. This thing drops out. Then you got 2 bolts right here to take out the heating element. And then we'll be able to solder in that new resistor that we bought. It's linked up in the description below that you can get off of Amazon, and that will fix your problem. So it's a way to, a $5 fix, or it could be a $60 fix. Alrighty, so I just want to let you guys know on these thermal fuses, I had a little bit of a rough time with it, but I knew that was obviously the problem. I was starting to debate, did I order the wrong thermal fuse, whatever. That wasn't the issue. I was trying to solder the thermal fuse. And whenever you solder a thermal fuse, the whole point of it is if it gets so hot, it blows the fuse. Just like a regular fuse in your car, it's not about how hot it gets, but if it gets over a certain amps, like you got a 15 amp fuse, a 30 amp fuse, the fuse blows. These fuses, if they get over a certain heat, they blow. So you can't solder them. So what I did was I took a wire right here, soldered it, soldered another wire to where that thermal fuse went, and then used these, clamp deals. I'll link those up in the description below, and then just crimped them. Rather than soldering it, and then it worked fine. Unfortunately, the first time I soldered one of the thermal fuses in, I'm like, well, it doesn't work. That's weird. Maybe I put it the wrong way, even though it shouldn't matter what direction it's going. So I put in another one, still didn't work, and I'm starting to question, what the hell's going on. I know I troubleshooted it and it worked whenever I jumped it, which it's unsafe to leave it, just jump it. You have to have a thermal fuse in there for safety reasons. It could start a fire. It could, do a lot of bad things. But I also think this will cause this thermal fuse being moved out of you know, right inside there, it'll make it less likely to blow. Because I think it's just a bad design, since this thing is actually blown 2 thermal fuses in I don't know how long they've had this thing, maybe like 3, 4, 5 years. But the last time they had a guy, because this is actually at my grandparents' house, they had a guy replace this whole heating coil, which, like I said, costs like $60. So that's why whenever I looked at it, I'm like, that doesn't seem right. A heating coil is really simple. You know, 2 of them shouldn't go out after like a couple within, you know, 5 years. It's a really simple thing. It's got to be something else. So I'm like, I bet it's that thermal fuse. And originally I thought it was like a relay or something, because it kind of looks like a relay. But you know, later did a little bit of research. It's a thermal fuse. So you're not going to be able to solder that. Hopefully that'll save you guys the little bit of the headache that it caused me and the time. So, yep, it works now. So I just got to put her all back together, and I'm going to put some electrical tape around, you know, that bare wire, since that is a hot wire. This is just a little trick on how to save yourself some money. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe. Click in the description below for those links to get the part you need. And let me know if this video helped you. Let me know if it didn't. Always love your guys' feedback. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.